Hello, my name is Deborah Vogel, director of the Body Series, author, teacher, and presenter in the arts medicine field, and today I want to talk about the 5 principles that successful performers utilize. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with a dancer or musician who definitely had the chops, the ability and talent to be a world-class performer they wanted to be, but were constantly sabotaging themselves through their thoughts and emotions. We know intellectually that beating ourselves up isn't going to help our performance, but we are such creatures of habit that we're on automatic pilot most of the time and don't even realize how much we're influencing our results in life. You see, your mind sets the stage for the action, and your body responds by following the script. Think about your personal pattern first thing in the morning. Are you a person who wakes up fully rested and raring to go 5 minutes before the alarm rings? Or do you have the habit of cursing the alarm clock as you hit the snooze button? Do you then roll over to grab 10 more minutes of the worst rest imaginable before that snooze alarm goes off again and again? Do you suppose that how you wake up has an influence to how you feel as you start your day? I would assert that our mind sets the stage for everything we do. This is the stage upon which we base our reality. Perhaps Shakespeare was right when he said, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts." In this day and age, we all play many parts at the same time, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to imagine you're wanting to play the role of a successful performer, whether that be as a professional dancer, musician, or athlete. So, here goes. First principle, focus on what you want. When our thoughts, emotions, and actions are in alignment with each other, miracles happen. When they're not in alignment, we generally feel resistance or struggle. Focused thoughts create a physical response in your body. Let me show you what I mean. Sit somewhere quiet and comfortable. Now, turn your head to the right and come back to center. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Now, turn your head to the right while thinking of turning it to the left. Did you notice there was more resistance with the second attempt? You wanted to turn your head to the right, but you were thinking about turning it to the left. That wasn't quite as smooth, was it? That's resistance. How about thinking you want to feel healthy and full of energy, but instead you're talking about how tired, stressed out, and sleepy you are? Or perhaps you want more than anything else to become the next So You Think You Can Dance competitor. Your heart is singing when you think about being on stage and working with those amazing choreographers on the show, and then your mind pops up with a "yeah, but." "Yeah, but I don't have what it takes," or "yeah, but I can't do a triple backflip with a full turn," and on and on. Your mind just created a huge barrier to getting what it is that you really want, and now you're focusing on what you don't want instead. We need to learn how to look at our faulty thinking patterns as the culprit. So the first principle is to become aware of where your thoughts are focused. Now, how do you know whether your thinking is helping or hurting you? That brings us to principle 2. Your emotions are thought indicators. What do I mean by that? Well, science and medicine have shown that your thoughts create chemicals which create your emotions. This is a very simplistic way to say it, but trust me on this, that medicine and science are confirming a clear link that exists between our thoughts and what happens in response to our thoughts, both in your body and actions. What this means for you as a budding performer is that you need to pay attention to how you're feeling. If you're feeling negative emotions such as frustration, anger, or even worry in relationship to your dancing or music, you've got some negative thought patterns that you need to replace. The third principle is mind over matter, or the power of idiokinesis. Idiokinesis is using imagery to change neuromuscular pathways. The word ideo means idea or thought, and kinesis means the muscles. Thus, idiokinesis refers to the path of movement that runs from the brain to the body. First, you have an idea or image of what you want to have happen. Then the nervous system sends messages through the nerves to the muscles, which contract, and voila, you've got movement. Anytime there is an interruption in the path of idiokinesis, such as the spinal cord injury that Christopher Reeve had, your movement is influenced. In the case of a paraplegic or quadriplegic, the brain functions fine, but the nervous system isn't sending the messages to the muscles. Let's do a demonstration on the power of idiokinesis. Sit tall and turn your head to the right. Notice how far you go by marking it by touching your finger to your nose and then stretching it forward to see how far you've turned. Now bring your head back to the front and close your eyes. Listen to my voice and don't do anything but just use your imagination to imagine yourself turning. Here goes. You're sitting with your eyes closed, and in your mind's eye, you begin to turn your head slowly and easily to the right. You're moving easily, effortlessly, and now you're almost to your right shoulder. Lo and behold, you can turn your head further, and now you're looking behind you. You're almost like a circus person. Now bring your head continuing around to the right, and now you're looking over your left shoulder. Slowly return your head forward and open your eyes. Now rotate your head to the right again and notice how far you rotated. About 90% of you will have gone further. Isn't that cool? You use the power of your brain, of your mind, to actually increase the range of motion of your neck. You see, the brain doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. This brings us to the fourth principle, the power of virtual rehearsal. Elite athletes have always known about the power of mental rehearsing. Experienced athletes and performers use all their senses while mentally rehearsing. They imagine themselves as if they were really in their event and doing their performance. They hear what's happening around them. They feel their body's physical responses. They engage with their emotions as they imagine the successful conclusion of a job well done. Well, how can a dancer use this principle? One way is, after finishing a dance class, take a few minutes and imagine the combination that you learned. Can you see yourself doing it beautifully and perfectly? Note the places where you can't remember the movement easily and focus on them during the next class. Last but not least, I'd like to introduce the fifth principle, which is the principle of soft strength. A young sapling tree has soft strength because of its ability to be flexible and adaptable to conditions outside of its control, like strong winds. Its green wood makes it easier for it to continue to survive and thrive. Well-toned athletes and dancers have soft strength. This means their muscles are fairly even, given their ability to lengthen and stretch, their ability to be strong yet flexible. Gandhi was a person of soft strength. He used nonviolent tactics to deliver and create powerful changes in the world. The key to being a person with soft strength is your adaptability. You need to be a person who is willing to change their thinking, feeling, or behavioral patterns that are no longer serving you well. We are creatures of habit, as I've mentioned before. But if you realize that it's the small, consistent actions that you make on a daily basis that gives you the extraordinary results that you seek, then you will become the performer you desire to be, because the alignment between your thoughts, emotions, and actions are key. So dream big and start using these principles on a daily basis and watch your results improve. I hope this was valuable to you. If you enjoyed it, please sign up for my free newsletter at thebodyseries.com. Thanks, Deborah Vogel here.